Hello, good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Yeah, very less people today. I think people got tired of Python.
Eager to learn, ma'am.
Yeah, very few. Otherwise, usually we see at least 30 to 70. I think today we are less than 10 people. Anyways, numbers never matter. Even if there are two people, I would want to show it with all of my interest, so that you can make difference to hundreds of students that every day you meet and teach. So it shouldn't matter to me, and it doesn't. Mm. Okay, let's get started. Could any one of you download Anaconda Navigator on your system? Anaconda.
I downloaded, ma'am, installing that.
Okay.
Okay.
I thought of showing from somebody's laptop. If you're joined from your laptop, can you just share your screen and we'll show the installation to everybody?
No, ma'am, I joined to my phone only because that my PC don't have speakers. That's why.
Okay. Okay, fine. Anybody else in this group who have logged in from your computers and have installed?
Ma'am, I tried yesterday,
Sorry.
you told, no?
Okay, yeah.
Google Colab. I tried on mobile only, ma'am. It works, that Python code yesterday you told, no, that
Yeah, yeah. On
it
mobile, Python
verifies.
code works. But in the
Just
school, if you want to show it in offline mode, Jupyter Notebook, you should have all experienced once downloading it.
okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Ma'am, that
Yeah.
Colab is there, no? It is only for Python, Python code only, or some any
Yes,
for
only
any.
Python. Colab is only for Python. It has only Python interpreter.
Okay.
Others like VS Code, Atom, you can all use other codes as well.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
That we can't use that for any other purpose, like notepad, for beginners we will use notepad, no, those who are learning from beginning, for
Mm.
beginners we are using notepad, and for html forensic we are using that notepad also. I thought in the same way collab is also using for, rather than Python, any for other purpose.
No, no, it is only for Python.
Oh.
Yeah, because everything is almost built using Python these days. HTML, CSS, yes, you can use Notepad
Hmm.
because it runs on the browser window.
Okay.
So that's a different thing. Here, this is specifically built for AI ML applications, where
Okay.
Python is the only language that can come into help.
Correct. Oh,
Yeah,
thank
yeah. Yeah, I have throat infection and a little cough, so occasionally it will be disturbing. Sorry for the inconvenience. Okay, so let's get started now. We'll continue on Google Colab because most of you are still from your have joined from your phone. Colab works there. So let me tell you today's topics. We'll be learning input function in Python, which is there in the first part of Python textbook, grade 6 input function. And second thing is we'll be learning different operators that Python supports. And then we will learn how to write conditional statements and loops. These are very important in any programming language to develop the code. So we'll be exploring these four things in today's session, Python part 2. I'll share my screen. I'll open Google Colab. So in Google search engine, I'll write Colab. I'll click on the first link that appears. Welcome to Colab. We did this yesterday also. If you see this window, you can click on bottom left new notebook. If not, then in the page that is behind, you can click on file and new notebook. Is my screen visible to you all?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I'll rename this file, today's file, to input function. We will learn this most important function in Python. We learned print function yesterday, and we also explored a type function. Print is used to print any message or whatever the variable is holding. So that is the usage of print. It displays certain things which we want. And type function is used to check the data type of any variable. So today we will explore input function. What does it mean? How does it work? So I'll write, how do we call any functions? We give the name of the function, this is input, immediately followed by a pair of small brackets, input function. And remember, input function takes only messages. It does not take any logic inside it. No mathematical logics can be given here. It only takes messages. Say, suppose I want to say, enter your age. So this is a message. I run this. How does it work? So it asks during runtime, that is when your code is working, running, then you get to enter something from your keyboard. Okay, so enter your age. I'll just write 13. So it gets accepted. So this is how you can also modify it. I'll put a colon here inside it so it looks better. Yeah, this is how it works. It accepts the thing. When you run it, you can give real time data from your keyboard. Okay, now I have a question. What do you think is the data type of this when I enter 13?
Integer.
Integer. It is supposed to be integer. So how do I check? I need to call a variable. I cannot call function, right? So what I'll do is I'll just assign this to a variable A and check. So I'll write age 12. Okay, I'll check the type of it. Type of A. Here it is string.
Okay.
It is supposed to be integer, but it says string. What is the reason?
That enter your age in the form of string, no, that's why.
No, not because of this message. Because whenever the program is running already, you give anything from your keyboard, it will be taken as string. Even if you give mathematical operations, plus, minus, any symbols, text, letters, anything that you give, once the program is in running mode, if you enter something from your keyboard, even if it is number, it will be considered as string. Please remember this important fact. That is how it is when we predefine, if the code recognizes it much earlier that it is integer float, then it's a different thing. But here we are giving inputs when the program is running, not before running. So dynamic input. So in that case, it will be taken as a string only. Okay, so how do I change this to integer? What I'll do is I'll use int function. And inside int function, I'll give input. So I have first called int, and inside that I have given input. So two functions, input function, inside int function. Now we'll check. I'll enter age 23 and press enter from my keyboard. I'll check type of A now. Now it says int. Okay, so explicitly we have to mention if it has to be integer in input function. Otherwise, whatever we give from input, it will be taken as string. So this is how an input function work. I will show you now more. So let us write a small piece of code using input function. I'll take two numbers. I'll take some other number. I'll use int first. It is already suggesting me. So integer input, enter first number, enter second number. What are we supposed to do with these two numbers? I'll get the result of both. That is, add them both and print the result. I'll write 12, enter another number 3, enter. I get the result 15. So this is how, while the program is running, we can give the input. That is the usage of input function. We need not declare it much before. And each time we run, we can give different numbers. That's the advantage. You need not fixate any number. So each time it runs this. So suppose I don't give this int function, I'll show you how the input differs. I decide not to give int. It will still accept number 2, enter second number 4 or 41, say. The result won't be 43. It will be 241. What it does is it is just concatenating, keeping one beside the other, combining them. It's not adding because it will be taken as strings. When we use plus sign on strings, it will just concatenate, that is, keep one beside the other. So that's why it's important to give either int. If you want it to be float, you can also give float function, but you have to mention it. So we will put this int function, input function inside int. Result. So I want the result not just as a number, I want something more to be with the message. So how I'll change this print statement. I'll say the end result is, I'll put a colon and finish this, put a comma and then call the variable which is inside. So now first number, second number, the end result is, it gives us with a message. So the message has to be given in double or single quotes. After the message, put a comma, then call the variable. It need not go in single or double quotes. Okay, this is how we give input function. So I want you all to practice this in input for a while. On your phone using Colab, you can run this. I'll give you 5 minutes to practice.
Ma'am, that result variable you have taken on now for to store the number one, number two values.
Yeah,
Now the result is in which type of data, ma'am? Now the string or integer?
integer, whatever is the output. If it
We not declared, but we not declared.
will
Na,
take. Python has that intelligence. It will take. If you see, I placed my cursor here. It is showing int already.
okay. For while entering the number, that time we should mention their int. Otherwise, it will take it as a
Yeah,
string.
input function when you're using, you need to specify it. Otherwise, if you're predefining the numbers, you don't need to do that.
Okay.
Yeah, please try this for 5 minutes. Try your own variations. Yes, could you all try it? Any doubts in the process?
Yes, ma'am, tried.
It works.
Okay,
It works.
cool. No issues. So let's try another example with input function of a string. So if I have to generate full name, I'll say I'll create a variable first. I'll put underscore because we cannot take space. First name. Here I'll say input your first name. Last name. Input function, enter your last name. Then print your name is first name and last name, both combined. So here we need not use int because the output is anyway string. So we did not use integer. I'll enter my first name. I'll enter my second name. And the result we get is this one. In this case, we need not use int function because the output and entire process is around string. So you can try this example as well. Yes. Shall we go to the next one?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah, so that is about input function, which is given in the textbook as well. It will be easy for you to now understand what this is about. So after this, we will move to new set of things, that is operators. The set of operators that are supported and how they work, how to use them. This is an extensive list. We will learn a few and rest of them you can practice. I will give you the site. You can take some time, 10-15 minutes, and try different operators. It's very important for us to spend some time in learning operators because without them, we cannot build actual code. So I'll open a new file for operators. We can continue in the same file, but it's better to keep different things in different files. When we want to revisit them, it will be easy for us to track back based on the name of the file. So I'll write it as operators. Python operators. Oh, it's there in the book. Basic things we know. Plus is for addition, minus is for subtraction. Star, this symbol is star is used for multiplication, and forward slash is used for normal division. There are different types of division as well, which we will see it. So I'll just open the book for your reference. Okay, this is seventh grade book, which has conditional statements, indentation loops, which we will cover after 4 o'clock. I'll show you In 6th grade, what we have? And this is the 6th standard textbook where Jupyter Notebook installation steps are given. You can follow the same steps, install it and use it in offline mode from your school's computers for the lab. It does not require internet to work. One-time installation should be okay. So it is similar to that of Colab. We have also given Colab. This one we have covered because you are all able to use this on phone. This opens on phone. So what is the advantage of Google Colab we have given? You need not install anything. It opens in your browser and start coding. You're also able to do in the phone, on the phone. So it's evident that it is easy to access. And it gets you the free access and powerful hardware. Some examples, AI applications which require powerful processing needing GPUs also are provided for free of cost here for AI and machine learning projects. So Google Colab is most widely used. And it has built-in tutorial examples if you want to explore. And it comes with pre-installed libraries like TensorFlow and PyTorch. These are used for building AI applications, deep learning, neural networks, and these things. So all these are inbuilt in Colab. So we have already explored these steps, how to start writing the code, running them. All these are given in the book. Yeah, you can see this here. A single line comment is given with a hash symbol. We have seen writing the comments. That means that particular line of code won't be sent to the CPU for processing. It is only for our reference. Okay, so here we have put hash. This is a single line program. So this line itself will not be sent for the CPU for processing. Okay, to declare strings in Python or characters, we use a pair of single quotes or double quotes, quotation marks. But whereas multi-line comments, we use a pair of triple quotes like this. So there are multiple lines. This is a multiple line comment. We use triple quotes. Okay, so multi-line comments we will see now. Print function we explored yesterday. So if it is a message, it goes in single or double quotes inside the print function. If you are calling a variable, then we need not use single or double quotes. You can call the variable name directly. So we explored do's and don'ts of variables, rules, all those things we have shown. It will show an error. Wherever it does, we have highlighted. So we covered these things from grade 6. There's a small example to use different data types here. Okay. So here floating point is covered. If Mercury has a ring no, to save this you can use Boolean true or false and students can check. So different data types they have to just save it. Mercury equal to diameter is so much. It has a ring no. Print the same. Saturn, ask them to browse on the internet. What is the diameter of Saturn? Let them store that in the variable Saturn equal to put whatever they have browsed from the internet and it has a ring, say Boolean, give it true. Let those output be printed. It's a small activity for that. You can see this. Mercury diameter. They are creating a variable mercury diameter and they put this value into that, which is float. Check the type of that. First one is float. Next, we are writing it has a ring false, so that type is Boolean. Likewise, you can repeat the same for Saturn and Jupiter. Then now we come across operators in Python. It looks very simple, but if you don't spend at least a little time in exploring each one, we may not be able to write the code. Practice is really essential. So addition, subtraction, multiplication, we use star. You can see we have given example. We have chosen variable A to be holding a value integer 10 and B to be holding a value of integer 5. When we do A plus B, it is 15, adding them. Minus, it is 5. Multiplication, we use star symbol, which will multiply it and give the answer 50. For normal division, forward slash is used, which renders the answer 2. Now, can somebody tell me what is the difference between this division and modular division?
Modulus, it gives the remainder, ma'am.
Right,
And that one division that gives that quotient.
quotient, right. That is the thing. So, modular division with percentage sign. Please note this percentage does not literally indicate percentage value here in Python. It is an operator used to check or give the remainder of the
Given.
division process. Okay, so here when 10 gets divided by 5, it does not leave any remainder. So that's why it is 0. There is no remainder when 10 is divided by 5. So here it is 2. So that's the difference. And for exponents, 10 to the power of something or something to the power of something, we use double star. Okay, and floor division, double forward slash if we have, and the result is rendered without any decimal. It will zero it down to the nearest one. So I want you to try all these operators. Take one variable, a equal to 10, b equal to 5. I'll show one. After that, I want you to practice all these right away. We know it's very easy, but practicing gives us a different kind of experience. We can directly go to the labs and start getting it done from the students.
Ma'am, that last one, floor division, what it is, ma'am?
I'll show you.
Huh.
Yeah. So how to try this? Remember this 1, 2 is all written by the ID. I am not writing 1 or 2 here. Do not start writing 1, 2. It will throw an error. It is generated by the ID collab. I am not writing starting number 1 or anything. Okay, say I'll take this A equal to 10, B equal to 5. Now I want the result in C, save it in C. So 10. Okay, if I put double star and 5, it is as good as saying 10 to the power of 5. If I want to print the result C, the answer will be 10 to the power of 5. Double star exponent. So now the floor division. To show the difference here, I'll try to do it from something else. I'll make why I'm using numbers. Sorry. Do not use the numbers, just use the variables. This is normal division. 10 divided by 3, 3.33. Now, if I make this floor division, it will render only 3. Integer side, it will print. It will ignore the decimal side. Is that clear? We'll run this.
आपने ये जो साइन यूज किया ये कौन सा साइन है?
फॉरवर्ड स्लैश है, 2 फॉरवर्ड स्लैश।
ये क्या होता है मैम?
ये फ्लोर डिवीजन के लिए यूज करते हैं। सिंगल यूज करते हैं तो नॉर्मल डिवीजन हो जाएगा अपना।
हाँ,
अगर 2 यूज करते हैं तो डिवाइड करके जो आंसर है उसका सिर्फ इंटीजर पार्ट प्रेजेंट करता है, वो डेसिमल पार्ट इग्नोर कर देता है प्रिंटिंग
इसे
में।
हम क्या बोलते हैं? फ्लोर डिवीजन।
फ्लोर, FLOOR, फ्लोर डिवीजन।
अच्छा यार,
फ्लोर डिवीजन। So it is called floor division. So you can try this example. I don't know the numbers.
यहाँ
Then
पर वेरिएबल की जगह पे इंटीजर वैल्यू ले ले तो क्या नहीं डिवीजन होगा क्या? 10/3 करेंगे और फिर उसके बाद प्रिंट 3 करेंगे तो क्या नहीं लेगा वो? सिंटैक्स में क्या कुछ एरर आएगी क्या?
नहीं नहीं, आ जाएगा। यहाँ पे C के जगह पे आपको वेरिएबल्स ही देना है, आपको नंबर्स नहीं देना है। यहाँ पे आपको नंबर्स नहीं देना है। यहाँ पे जो भी नंबर्स आप चेंज करोगे वो वहाँ पे रिफ्लेक्ट होते जाएंगे। So I want you all to try this, practice these operators for some time. I'll keep open the operators page. Try all these, use different numbers: addition, subtraction, multiplication, modular division, exponential, integer, floor division. Please try this.
मैम एक बार ये मॉडुलस का थोड़ा सा एक बार एक एग्जांपल के थ्रू दिखा दोगे क्या? मॉडुलस वाला।
Modulus, okay.
हाँ।
Yeah, I'm going to write the model, show you modulus example. I'll take a number n equal to 30, m equal to 2. So result, I'll take it in another variable, p equal to n. I'll show you normal division divided by m. I'll print the result p. So what will be the output of this? ये normal division है, 30 divided by 2. You can see the answer is 15. It gets completely divided. There is no remainder for this. So suppose it is printing the quotient. Divide करने के बाद जो quotient बचता है, that will be shown here. If suppose I change this into modulus sign, percentage sign, it will say 0 because remainder कुछ है ही नहीं. It is completely divisible by 2. No remainder. I'll show you a different example. Then now 30, instead of 30, I'll make 31. So the remainder is 1. We cannot completely divide it by 2. There will be remainder, which is 1. So I'll make it 35. The remainder is 1. If I make it 7, so 35 is completely divisible by 7, so it renders the remainder 0. No remainder. If I try to divide 8 by 35, then 3 remains. Remainder is 3. So it gives the remainder. Is it clear? Yeah, I'll give you 5 to 10 minutes. Kindly practice all the operators. Okay, should we move ahead? Could you all practice these? Any questions, doubts? Shall we move ahead?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. So all these, whatever are given here, they come under the segment of arithmetic operators. There are many operator categories in Python, out of which we just explore arithmetic operators. So we have another segment called assignment operators, where we are assigning a value. Okay. So here we can see the first important operator which we use almost in every program is equal to, assignment. So there is a difference between equal to and double equal to sign, which we will see later. I'll tell you. But you can practice this. Equal to is just assigning a value to it. That means whatever is written here on the right hand side of the equal to sign will be loaded on to the variable on the left hand side. That means A is holding the value 10. A is holding the value 10, assigning a value. I'll tell you the difference between single equal to and double equal to. But assignment operators, you can see another way to represent these, plus equal to, meaning it will update the same value with next one. Minus equal to, updating the same value with the existing value. You can try these out, only then you will understand what this is. One example is given here. Try with different numbers. First try with this A equal to 10, A plus equal to 5. That means initially A had 10 and the same A is updated with plus 5. It is as good as saying A is equal to A plus 5. The other way to write is A plus equal to 5. These are different ways of doing the things. Because in AI generated era where code will generate these things, A equal to plus A plus equal to 5. If you don't know what it has done, you won't understand the code. If you want to make any changes to the code, you won't know what this line is exactly. So it's important to know all the possibilities in the coding, even in AI era. I want you to practice this minus equal to, multiplication equal to. So these are all called assignment operators.
Madam, basically, what is the difference between the assignment operator and arithmetic operator? Basic difference क्या है?
Oh, they are entirely different. Arithmetic operators, they do all the arithmetic mathematical expressions. So assignment is, there is a value that you are assigning and modifying it internally. Equal to sign से जो भी रहता है, it is called assignment. You are allocating a value to it. So in short, assignment operators में at least one equal to sign you will have. It's all built around equal to. Okay, let's move to the next segment. After this, we talk about relational operators relating to one another. In the result of them, if you try individually, it will be either true or false. Meaning it will check. It need not be. We use it in different way, but without any context, if you are checking these operators, then it will give the result either true or false in Boolean form. In the actual code, we will see, we'll write a code after a while, then we will know how to use them. So this distinction is very important here. If you see double equal to sign, that means it will check if the value in the left hand side of the variable is same as the value on the right hand side variable. If both the variables are holding the same value or whatever value is here. So
मैम ये
double,
सिंगल इक्वल और डबल इक्वल में क्या डिफरेंस आ गया? ये दो साइन क्यों लगा दिया? फिर उसको बोल भी इक्वल ही रहे हैं, तो दोनों में डिफरेंस क्या है?
name is
You told me ना कि
comparator.
left integer value is equal to the right integer value. It is the
Yeah.
meaning of this equal sign
You
ना.
can see the
और
name is assignment here. सिंगल इक्वल टू का नेम है असाइनमेंट, मतलब आप डाल रहे हो, असाइन कर रहे हो एक वैल्यू व्हेन यू यूज सिंगल इक्वल टू.
अच्छा,
But when you come here double equal to, you're checking if left side is equal to right side. I'll show you an example now.
मैम लेकिन मैथमेटिक्स में अगर हम बात करें तो मैथमेटिक्स में तो वही सिंगल इक्वल ही होता है.
हाँ, ये ऑपरेटर्स के रूल्स है पाइथन में. ये असली मैथमेटिक्स में जो होता है वो वैसे नहीं दिया गया है, क्योंकि यहाँ पे उनको दे नीड सम वे टू से व्हाट इज असाइनिंग, व्हाट इज चेकिंग इफ बोथ आर सेम. सो पाइथन में एक वहाँ पे हमें अकोमोडेशन करना था, तो इसलिए डेवलपर्स ने ये रूल बना दिया कि सिंगल इक्वल टू डालते हैं तो इट्स नॉट चेकिंग इफ बोथ आर इक्वल, इट इज यूज टू असाइन अ वैल्यू टू इट. When we use double equal to, it's only then we compare. It is equal to. I'll show you one example. The distinction has to be really clear. Many people get confused in this place. So I'll show you now. I have created a variable, say r equal to 3, and another variable I equal to 4. इक्वल टू मतलब आर में मैं 3 डाल रही हूँ वैल्यू, और आई वेरिएबल में मैं वैल्यू 4 डाल रही हूँ. इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि आर इज कंपेयर्ड विथ 3, हम डाल रहे बस वैल्यू. नाउ इफ आई हैव टू कंपेयर इफ आर एंड आई बोथ आर सेम, then I'll do r equal to I. That means I'm asking the computer to check if both r and I have same value. हमें पता है, हम तो देख रहे हैं यहाँ पे सामने से, तो हमें पता चल रहा है वी आर यूजिंग आवर ब्रेन, बट वी आर नॉट द डिसीजन मेकर. यहाँ पे हम सीपीयू को भेज के चेक कर रहे एंड आस्किंग सीपीयू टू टेल मी इफ दीज टू नंबर्स आर सेम. Then if I run this, it will say false. मतलब R और I, they are not same. Suppose I'll change R to 4. Now the result will be true. That means it is comparing. यहाँ पे क्या होता है, 4 का वैल्यू I में डाला जाता है. So that is assigning. When we use single equal to sign, that means assigning. Right side में जो भी value है, that will be put into the variable I, R, whatever is on the left side. When say now, again, I'll do something more.
मतलब मैम आप ये कहना चाहते हो जो सिंगल इक्वल है वो असाइन करने के लिए यूज हो रहा है, और जो डबल इक्वल है वो कंपेयरिंग करने के लिए यूज हो रहा है.
Exactly. Double equal to is comparator operator. Single equal to is assignment operator. Say, for example, I want to check if two numbers are the same. Say conditional statements. If I'll tell that, I'll finish that in a sequence. So equal to sign and double equal to sign. Equal to sign is assignment operator, and double equal to sign is comparator operator. The two, both of them are different. assigning and comparing. We'll do that. Further, we'll solve an example when we are writing conditional statements, then it will be clear with you. There's one more operator, not equal to. We give this exclamatory mark and say not equal to. Greater than, this is the symbol. Checks if first value is greater, second value is greater, lesser than or equal to, lesser than or equal to. So all these values are there, operators are there in Python. These are the examples. So if you see, I assign 10 to A and I assign 5 to B and I'm checking if A is equal to B. It will say, no, they both are different. They are not equal. So it will give the answer false. We will write some examples there. It will be clear to us. Then there is next set of operators, logical. We actually write A and D. A and D is an operator. That means when we want to perform two operations, then we use AND to check this condition and also this condition. If both conditions are satisfied, then do something. Okay, so AND is a keyword and it's an operator in Python. Or is also a keyword. Matlab check either for this condition or this condition. If any one is true, then say it true. In this, both have to be true. Even if one is false, then the output will be false. So not, that means it will give the negative of whatever you want, the opposite of whatever you want. So this is how we try them. And is an operator. And in not, all these are logical operators. They come under the heading logical operators. I'll show you an example. Everything will be clear. In the end, I'll show you. Yeah, so those are operators. And input function we have already tried as soon as we started the session today. The first thing we tried was input function. It only takes messages. It does not, whatever you string, if you want to change that to integer or float, you have to put input function that we did in the beginning of the session. So that's after this, we finish the first chapter in Python. So we'll take a break of 5 minutes, come back, and we will build a code on conditional statements, loops. Then we also see how these operators, comparator operators, greater than, equal to, and everything is used in one example. I'll show you one example. Everything will be clear to you. We'll take a break of 5 minutes and come back. Okay, welcome back, all of you. So with that, we finished part 1 of Python, which is given in grade 6, standard 6. Now we'll move on to book 7, 7th standard book, where Python part 2 is given. It starts with more about Python, that is conditional statements. So we'll explore, that is using if and else. Okay, we'll see how it works. So they are called conditional statements because it gives a condition and builds on the code. So I'll open a new notebook for this. If you have to build a product or bigger complex code, then the only way to develop the code is using mathematical conditions, checking the conditions and moving ahead. We'll rename this file as conditional statements. Okay. So every programming language will have their own conditional statement options. In C programming, I think if and else was one structure. There was another structure, that is switch and case. Here in Python, it supports only if and else. There is no switch case method of doing conditional statements. The only way here is if and else. So how do we write the code? If is a keyword, we write it and we give whatever condition. It's a syntax, okay? Any mathematical condition we give here, we give the condition, we put a colon. Should not forget to put the colon, enter. And always know that Python is an intended language. That means you should have 4 spaces, whatever has to be executed if the condition is true. To check the condition and perform that task, it should start after the 4 tab spaces. In this ID, it will automatically take it inside. If you start writing the code here, then it will throw an error. So if this condition satisfies, then do this thing. Okay. Again, if you want to write else, okay, if this condition, else will not have any condition. You just write else, put a colon, do this. So this is how we write. If give a mathematical condition that is to be checked, put a colon, what it has to do if the condition is true, do this thing. Then else should again start here in alignment with if. Else should not. I'll show you something there. This format structuring of the program is important. 4 tab spaces here after if, and else should start here. Whatever has to be done after else, again it should have 4 tab spaces. If and else condition. Else we never write any condition for else. Else will take only whatever is remaining. It's like if you are breathing, then print that you are alive. Else if you are not breathing, ऐसा कुछ नहीं रहता है. So we only say else, meaning the person is not alive. So else, the condition is assumed, do this thing. Okay. So I'll show you an example. If, for which I'll have to, yeah, it is already stating us if there are more than 2 conditions, L and if, there is L if you can do. L if another condition, do this. L if another condition, do this. You can go on building the code multiple times. You can use L if. Another condition, do this. So this is how we build nested if and else loop. In other programming language, it is said as else if, whereas in Python, we have to say it as elif and maintain indentation. In other programming languages, you used brackets. Here, we don't use any flower brackets. Brackets were meant to know what comes under what. Now, avoiding the brackets, there is space that we have to manage. Okay, I'll write a piece of code to demonstrate this. I'll first take age variable. I'll use input function to take the age inside int because it has to compare with a mathematical operator. Int input, I'll use inside input, I'll say enter your age. Okay, this is the variable I declare. Now I have to perform conditional operations on this. So if age variable is greater than or equal to 18, then print you are eligible to vote. Else you are not eligible to vote. You can see we are using assignment operator here, relational operator here, comparing greater than or equal to this particular number, printing it, and I'll run this now. I'll enter age 8. You are not eligible to vote, it says. Okay, it is comparing. If I don't give int function, let us know what will happen to the code. I'll enter my age, okay, 56 something, okay. I'll enter the age, press enter from my keyboard. It will not work. It will say this is not supported for strings. Okay, it will only process on integer value. That's why we have to give this age input in int function. Only then it can be used as an operator on the operator, mathematical operator. So your age is 16, enter, you are not eligible to vote. Suppose if you write the print here, it will start throwing an error. So you're not supposed to write like this. It will show an indentation error. So if this is checking the condition, the print has to be after 4 spaces here. And this one should also be after, meaning check for this condition. If this condition is true, then under this you have to execute this. Then else should also not start here. It will throw an error. Else should come here. Yeah. All of you please check this, practice this code. I'll give you some time to practice. Please practice this example. This is also given in the textbook. Yes, could you all practice? Any doubts in this section?
No, ma'am. Clear.
Okay, fine. Let me tell you something here. What operators we use, they become extremely important. Suppose instead of greater than equal to, I just say 18, greater than 18 and less. Even if I put age 18, based on the rules, a person with age 18 is eligible to vote. But since that we have not included equal to 8 here, it will still say you're not eligible. So these are called semantic errors or logical errors. Those are not syntactic errors. No syntax error, but the semantic or logical error. So we should be very careful not to do such logical errors because syntactic errors will be fixed by AI these days. We need not bother about them. But logic, what exactly you want to be done, it doesn't know the rules of the outside world. So you should be able to make changes on your own. So the knowledge and the logic will be very important. So greater than or equal to operator sign is best suited for this scenario. Okay. Yeah. So this is one example. Now let us try one more where using if else. So let me open the book. Conditional statements. So the same example is given here in the textbook. Here, comparing different numbers.
Ma'am, you are using in if block colon is there, no? For what purpose that one?
That is a rule. We have to follow
Rule.
that. We have to put the colon.
Colon.
Yeah. So now I'll declare two numbers. Num1 equal to input first number. It is passing F literal. We don't want this. Print number 2. Then just says number 1 is greater than number 2. It's a message. So comparing it, enter, see it starts here, but I have to write elif. So don't start here even if it is showing here. Give a backspace, write elif. Elif, give a condition. Num1 lesser than, I'll accept this. Or here, I can give it as if num1 equal to, that means you're comparing if both are equal. Then number 1 is equal to number 2, else print, else we don't give any condition. You see, that means whatever condition is remaining, that will be accepted and printed. So please note this indentation is very important. If you pull this print here or elif under this, you won't get the right answer. Indentation is very important. Python is an indented language. Let us try this. I'll input first number 45, 32. So it will check first number is greater than second number. It will give you that. If I run it once again, I'll write 45 again. I'll give 45 second time. It will say the first number is equal to second number. So it is comparing. If num1, what is the value in num1? It is 45. What is the value in number 2? It is 45. So both the sides, LHS and RHS, it compares. If they both are same, then it will print the message. So this is how the conditional statements work. So please try this example. After that, we'll go to the next one. Yeah, hope you practiced it. Let me know if you have any questions. If not, we will move to the next segment. So the next one is checking the loops. Why do we require loops? I will open a new file here to talk about loops. Loops are the constructs given in any programming language to perform a repetitive task and stop once the condition is met. I mean, it has to keep repeating things. For example, you start eating and stop it until your hunger is fulfilled. So if you're hungry, you keep eating, and once you feel fulfilled, you stop the repetitive action. So such things are called loops, which are very important in any programming language. So different programming languages, different ways to declare the loops. Python has two ways to declare the loop. One is using for, another is using while. So we will learn for loop now, how to use for loops in Python. Okay. Before that, we will see the need for loop practically. Say if I have to print numbers from 1 to 100, I have to generate numbers from 1 to 100. I know only print function. I'll say print 1. What can I do? I'll say print 2. Okay, so like this, I have to do this. Like this, I have to print 10 numbers each time. Okay, it's saying too many sessions. I'll close a few. Print 1, print 2. So the free version of Colab will not allow us to open so many windows at once. So we'll close whichever we don't need. So this is the way we can print numbers from 1 to 2. We can do it up till 10. What if I want you to print numbers from 1 to 100? There's no point in manually writing print 10, print 15, print 16. What is the use of programming in that case? So in such case, we require loops. We write a logic and it runs. So those are called loops to repeat a certain code. So I will use my whiteboard and show you something, how we can write loops in Python. For loop. I don't want to show while loop now, because at once if you learn both, it will not go easy in the learning structure. I have noticed people who try to pick up both for loop and while loop at once, they tend to get confused. So I'm not showing while loop for now. We will only concentrate on for loop, which is widely used. How do we write? So this is the edge of the code. We write for is a keyword in Python. For here you can take any variable next. Generally they take as I, but you can take any variable. For I, in is an operator, checking if it is inside this. Then we say use the function range, range. It's a function, so it has to follow small brackets. For I in range, what should we give here? Numbers. Say 1 to 100 if I have to print. This is a start bit. I say 1, comma. Where should it stop? 100. But here in range function, it's a rule that we need to give 1 extra. That is 101. Put a colon. It is a rule again. Put a colon. What it has to do? I will take 1 first and print. After 4 tab space, we need to say print I. Okay, so what it does, print will first take the value 1, print it. Then print will increment. Print will take the next after 1, it will take 2, it will print. So it will keep looping this. I will keep taking different values, loop it until it reaches 100 and it will stop. So this is how we write loops. So this is the first one is a start bit, and this one is stop, where it has to stop. Stop plus 1 we have to give in the range function. So this is the use of range function. I repeat, for we write, instead of I you can give anything, j, k, l, m, n, o, p, or any, you can give even num. It's just a variable. Okay, I is a variable. It is not a keyword, it is a variable. Anything you can use. In is a keyword, it's an operator. Range is a function. We put the brackets. Start bit, say suppose I want to print numbers from 25 to 30. Start bit is 25 and stop bit is 30, right? So I'll give 31, put a colon, and say after 4 tab spaces here, I write print whatever is stored in num. This is how the range for loop works with use of range function. I'll show you this, the code for I in range 1 comma 101. I'll put a colon, enter, print whatever is in, I. If I run this, you can see all the numbers from 1 to 100 are given within less than a second. So this is called a loop which repeats. Instead of I can take anything. I can take A, I can take ABC, anything. It's a variable. It's not hard code. It's a variable. So use anything. That means each one will take one value, increment, and repeat this printing process until it reaches 100. So this one is a start bit and 101 is a stop bit. It can take one more, that is step size. If I give 2, that means every alternate number is, it's not even or odd. Please remember, it's not even or odd. It's just printing every alternate number. If you start from 2, then it will skip every. If you start from 3, so alternate numbers are presented. So this is, the first one is a start bit to say from where you have to start. This is to say where it has to end, and the final one can be step size. If you want to jump 6 steps, 5 steps in that, it will give you 3 to 5 steps. So start bit, stop bit, and step size. Step size we don't need now. So this is how a loop works. Yeah, please try this loop once. Okay, could you all try? Is it working? Any doubts in this?
Yeah, tried, ma'am.
Fine,
Working.
perfect. So now let us, using all these, now I will build a program where operators, input function may not be in, yeah, operators for loops, conditional statements, everything will be checked in just one code. This is usually a question asked in the interview for students after their graduation for getting placed in MNCs, because this is one program which covers their skill in all the basics. It covers loops, conditional statements, operators, logic, everything. So I'll write that. It's just to save time, I'm using AI and showing it. So I'm generating the code. I can write it, but to save time, I'm generating and showing it to you. And just see what it has given. Yeah, you can see here, I want to print numbers from 1 to 50. So I have passed on a range function here. It starts from 1 and it ends at 51. So the next, inside the for loop, I write if this I, whatever number, is divisible by 3, and it's a modular sign. If you see, if it does render 0, that means if it is completely divisible by 3 and completely divisible by 5, then it's a meaning if the number is multiple of both 3 and 5, then it has to print fizzbuzz. If it is only multiple of 3, then it has to print fizz. If it is only multiple of 5, then it has to print buzz. If not, then it should print I, meaning whatever number it is. So here looping abilities are checked. How to write a loop. Here the logical and arithmetic, all the operators capability is checked. And here the logic is checked. How do you write conditional statements? And many of them will only cover these three: divisibility, and they don't use else function, because nothing, if the number is neither a multiple of 3 nor a multiple of 5, then they even forget printing the number. So, okay, so now if you do it, you can see 1, I is taking 1 first. It checks the first condition. If I is divisible by 3, meaning modular. If 1 is divided by 3 and it renders 0, and also if it gets divided by 5 and it renders 0, it does not satisfy this condition. It checks the second one. If I, here remember, I is taking the position of 1 now. So it does not satisfy any of these three conditions. So it will go to the else and just print the number 1. And 2 is also the same. It doesn't get uh, completely divided by 3 or 5. So it passes all these steps and it only executes in the last step, else, that is, it prints. So now it comes across number 3. So the 3 is compared with the 3 modular division 3. 3 divided by 3, it does not give any remainder. It is 0. So it is 0. Now it will check. If 3 divided by 5, it is not 0. So this condition does not check. It does not print fizzbuzz. It will go to the next one. It will check if I, now 3 divided by 3, is it equal to 0, meaning the remainder is 0. That means it will print fizz. Yes, this condition satisfies 3 and it will print. And it will check the next one. It does not satisfy. So it will pass this. So once it satisfies this, it will print. It will not go to the next step. It will print this. Okay. So that's how it goes. Here, if you see 15 is a multiple of both. If it gets completely divisible by both 3 and 5, so it passes this condition, hence it prints fizzbuzz. So this is how we are using for loop, we are using conditional statements, we are using logical operator and, meaning check this condition and also this condition. Print fizzbuzz only when both of these conditions are satisfied simultaneously. Okay, instead of and, if you do it or, then any one will be printed. So this is one program. You can try this out. Using all that we learned today, we have written this program.
Ma'am, ma'am, to increment in for loop, then hello.
Yeah, could you try this program? This is an additional thing which I got it done for you teachers. This is not there in the book. It's just to aggregate everything at once. Whatever we studied, we are bringing it into use. You can see there is indentation tested. The rules of the programming is checked. The flow is checked using conditional statements. Everything is checked in just one program.
Ma'am, in
Yeah.
for loop, by default it is increment by 1, correct?
Yeah, range
Then
function will.
after stop it, if you want to increment by 2 or 3 any other numbers, after stop it only we should mention that number.
Yeah. Step size.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll show you one last example, interesting example. That is, whenever we want to call different libraries which are not there in basic Python, we use the word import. It's a keyword. Import. I'm importing a library called random. Import random. It's a library. Yeah, you can see this. I'll create a variable called random number from random. This is the name of the library. Dot. I have to give dot. This is a randint function like range, but it will generate random number, any random number between 1 to 100. Okay, it is not +1. It is where it has to stop. Okay, random integer it generates, and this function is available in the library random. That's why we say random inside this dot get me this function, meaning random has many functions, out of which I am calling only one function randint. So it will generate any random number between 1 to 100. If I run this, now it's printing 1. I'll run it again, it will print 52. Each time I run this, it prints some number. But in any case, it won't print more than 100. Okay, so suppose if I want to play Ludo, I want to throw the dice. So how many numbers do we have in dice? What is the range? 1 to 6. We have 1 to 6 only when we are playing Ludo if you want to throw the dice. So each time I throw the dice, I run it. First it gives 1. I run it again, it gives 3. So it's like throwing the dice when you play Snake and Ladder or Ludo, the dice. So a random number is generated from your computer. Each time you throw a random number, even you don't know what number would be coming out. Okay, this example you can try.
Ma'am, this may help us in for a game to
Yeah,
prepare games and all, no?
right. These are there in the textbook. Random number and the same thing you can create OTP here.
Okay.
This is there here. Say you want to get a 3-digit OTP. Okay. From where it has to start? It has to start from 100. And it has to stop it. Instead of this, I'll rename the variable into OTP. Always the variable has to have a meaningful name instead of ABC. So OTP, it can generate any 3-digit OTP. If I have to make it 4-digit, I have to start from 1000 and here 4-digit OTP. I have to print it with a message. Always remember this section of the developer, it is the developer side. Whatever output we get, this is on the user side. Imagine it to be on the user. So if what happens if you get on your phone some random number, how do you know that it is OTP or some number to be ignored? So it should come with a message. Your OTP for something, your OTP, it should say your 4-digit OTP is and put a comma, then generate. Then it will print with the message instead of just giving a number. Each time you run, yeah, you can try this example. Know that random is a library which is not in basic Python. That's why we use the word import. Then from random, there are many functions in random, out of which we are calling only randint function. Here it will not take +1 like range. It will take wherever exact, it will stop at 999. It won't go to the next number. Please try this and it will be the end of today's session. Yes, could you try this?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, good. So this example is given in your textbook. Fizzbuzz problem is not given, so don't worry. It was just for extra knowledge for you that how code can be built using everything, all the fundamentals that we have learned. So don't bother if you could not find Fizzbuzz problem to be easy. So there are other things which we have covered. So whatever is remaining, the next part, Python part 3, where we'll be learning pandas, NumPy for data analysis, matplotlib, we will cover in the next session, next set of training that will be in the month of November. So this level of training, we kept it only for 3 days because a lot of people are involved in festivities. And if we skip this, everything, Python is a thing which I thought you really need hand holding. That's why I chose these topics on priority. And tomorrow we'll be learning Canva, designing with Canva. That will also be hands-on, where you will be trying different features. On your phone is also okay. Canva can be worked on phone. So tomorrow we'll work on Canva and we end this level 3 training for 3 days. So the next session we will cover for 5 days, maybe in November. After Diwali, people will be relatively free. So we can cover at a stretch or at length. Yeah, thank you so much for joining. Have great festivities. Okay, tomorrow is also 3 p.m., 3 to 5 p.m. Tomorrow we'll be learning Canva.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, bye.